Nossa, desbloqueou. Caramba. Ja, ja, die Alpha. Conda. Yeah, the Alpha.
Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. Well, you remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant, and never lending a hand when we really needed them.
I still don't believe it.
You should. My cousin's friend used to tend the gardens around the Enclave. He swears he saw a Jedi in Kunda. Could be hiding anywhere.
Well, I hope it's true. I hear there's a bounty on them, and we could certainly use the money.
Unless somebody beats you to it.
Podemos anunciar nossa identidade.
Shit out of my fucking head.
Welcome to Kunda. You're a salvager, right? You'll need to see Administrator Adare to get access to the ruins. If you need directions to anything else, just ask. Her office is directly behind this room. You really can't miss it. She can see you now if you like. You're not. The only heavily armed people that visit us are either salvagers or mercenaries. And you don't look quite gritty enough to be a mercenary. The things that would most interest you are our weapon merchant and Zeron, the leader of our militia. Akere is still around here somewhere too. He sells droid components. We hope it will become the new center of government for the settlers. The Administrator has been trying to organize us in the wake of the Jedi Civil War. We're a small group of settlers on the edge of Republic space. The building isn't large, but it's only the beginning. Certainly. What do you want to know? Her office is directly behind this room. You really can't miss it. She can see you now if you like.
As duas.
Are you waiting for the Administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results, now that you may never get here. Kunda's like a droid without its power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most you can get out of the Administrator is a pat in the back. I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words. I need justice now. I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the Administrator or Zeron doesn't do something, then I will. Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine. Then they sell what they find back to us at inflated prices. I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war. I sincerely hoped I could just hang my blaster rifle on the wall as a souvenir for my grandchildren. But I can't farm without my equipment. Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Kunda to be serviced. On the way back to my farm, I took a shortcut next to the Enclave ruins. Damn lagrix came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. When I returned to retrieve my equipment, the salvagers had already stripped it bare. I went to their camp to get back my moisture vaporator. This smug fellow Joran told me that he found it within the ruins. By law, it belongs to him now. He said he'd give it to me for the bargain price of 500 credits. I wasn't very happy about it, but the law was on his side. So I paid this scoundrel. Now the moisture vaporator doesn't work, because it is mysteriously missing its modulator. Joran is offering to sell me a modulator he found for another 500 credits.
Jeez.
It's hard to deal with womp rats when you got a gundark on your back. I believe she'll get around to it, but I think by then it'll be too late. I understand that the wheels turn slowly in this sort of thing, but my crops are in immediate danger. The salvaging laws at Dantooine are a mess, and in my mind, they favor the salvagers. I suppose you could. Actually, you almost look like a salvager. If you could go to the salvager camp and convince the salvager Joran to return my modulator, I would be very grateful. I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from the war I could give you. That's great. I'm certainly not getting any help around here. If you need to know anything more, just ask me.
A lot of people here hate Jedi. But when they were here, they tried helping us. I don't blame them.
Esses são os Jedi.
Yes, hey, see, that's so weird. I did nothing different than what I did last time, and now this time it likes this. It doesn't mute itself again.
Cadê?
That's, it was just saying birds like 2 minutes ago. Don't you lie to me once, you cents, you fucking bastard. I'm not muted.
Terenadare.
Or am I
Militia
muted?
Terenadare. A líder da porta.
Please,
Oh,
come in.
you.
Welcome to Kunda. I am
Kunda.
Administrator Turina Adai.
Yeah, I was.
You're the owner of
I
the
finally
ship.
did the pillows
You
of
just
your
left.
belts. I'm gonna have to. It's temporary. It is a poster of Melania from Elden Ring. It's big.
I meant no disrespect at all. It is in fact a remarkable vessel. And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi vessel.
The new setup is still there. That actually I'm putting up tomorrow, even with my kids here. I'm gonna put up the sign that Gothi Senpai said. I also have to get an ass cushion for that chair too. That I can't with that fucking chair.
Of course not.
So we got
I'm
that.
trying to stabilize an entire planet. An exchange bounty, no matter how abundant, is little use in that endeavor. But if a Jedi were here, that would best be kept secret. Right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I remember the old Jedi Masters and the considerable help they
Well,
lent
I
to
just did the
Dantooine.
announcement
I still
there.
maintain
I'm gonna probably shut it
discreet
back down
connections
again.
with Jedi. I suppose your arrival here.
Então tem outros Jedi.
I think I'm gonna do a Joe Rogan where you just post and walk away.
Let's just call him Vrook. We've known each other for many years,
Vrook.
and our continued friendship could create
asked
many
for a
problems
video.
in the current
Can I
political
still do
climate.
it? Let's
He came to Dantooine not
see,
too
this is
long
the
ago.
problem that used
He
to
was
happen
looking
back
into
in the
something
day, is
quite
that we would
important.
have ideas
He's
for
gone
stuff.
missing recently.
And,
Did he send for you in case
and,
something
like,
went wrong?
news would pop up, or, you know, or then we would spend a week on a fucking video because we actually got
Master
it in time
Rook.
like everyone else, and
Obviamente
maybe
é
we
lá
get
no
40,000 fucking views. It was like we literally spent a fucking week on this thing. I'll remember that. Yes. Deal with it. Thank you, Chi McFly, for gifting the membership. What's the worst console you ever played? PS4, great library, but not
Brooke and I had a
console.
mutually beneficial arrangement for several years.
Especially when the one
He
X
went to the
came
Jedi
out, too.
Enclave
It's
sublevel recently and hasn't returned. I know the sublevel is dangerous. I'm starting to fear the worst. Would you be willing to go to the ruins of the Enclave to look for him?
But in terms of system, I hate to say it, man. I'm gonna go by how much I've used the system.
We are fortunate that you've come.
Okay.
Don't expect it to be easy, though. Things rarely
This is
are
gonna
with
piss some
Jedi.
people
I
off.
will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave security door. Go expecting danger, for you will most certainly find it
Okay,
there.
well, we
Is
can
there
say
anything else
32X,
I can
but
assist
never
you?
go into 32X.
Like many parts of Dantooine, the sub-level of the Enclave has become infested with dangerous creatures. Large, vicious insects called Lagrex have made the sub-level their home. Several salvagers have reportedly been injured or killed by the Lagrex. I would expect a Jedi to fare better against the creatures than the salvagers. But Vrook has not returned in some time. Is there anything else I can assist you? To most people in the galaxy, the distinction between Sith and Jedi is a blurry one, especially since most Sith were once Jedi. It is complicated by the fact that Malak and Revan were great heroes of the Republic and famed Jedi Knights. But a few years later, they were leading an armada which threatened everyone. And here on Dantooine, the Jedi Enclave provoked a brutal occupation by the Sith. It could have been far worse, but even now the damage has not been fully mended.
É, mas ela entende bem da força do Jedi, né?
I don't think everyone hates Jedi. If just a few people changed their minds or spoke up, it could make a great deal of difference. I think that we need the help of the Jedi. If the Jedi's reputation isn't redeemed, the consequences could be quite regrettable. Until then, I would keep your identity secret. Who do you want to know about? There are 3 groups of people on the planet right now. The settlers, salvagers, and the mercenaries. Mercenaries have been a problem for Dantooine since the end of the Mandalorian Wars. When the Jedi Enclave was here, they were firmly kept in check. But now, relations are uneasy between us. Their leader, Azkul, was a Sith trooper during the war, and I have no doubt he was very good at his job. Until they find work, tensions will grow. If you want to know more, I suggest you talk with Baroon in the militia headquarters. He would have more details. Dantooine is one of the younger worlds of the Republic. A couple of generations ago, this world was still untamed. We made great progress, in no small part due to the Jedi. But recently, we have been losing ground. During the war, the most prominent settler families either fled or were executed by the Sith. Losing their resources and the Jedi was too great a loss. But now we are organizing and starting to truly work together. Once we achieve that, I am confident that Dantooine can be safe and prosperous again. No, I suppose I'm not. We need the Republic and always have. We aren't self-sufficient yet and we need aid. The fate of the Telos project is intimately tied to our own. The most humanitarian elements of the Senate have put their careers at stake in the rebuilding of Telos. If those efforts succeed, their prominence will grow and further aid will be given freely. But if they fail, there are colder, more authoritative elements in the Senate that could come to power. They would think nothing of leaving the strategically unimportant worlds to their own devices. That would be a tragic day for Dantooine and many other worlds. The Republic is in flux, Its final shape is uncertain. They are a necessary inconvenience. Money has been a great concern to us, ever since the Sandrals and Matalays were removed during the Jedi Civil War. The agricultural exports we produce just cover basic maintenance. To expand and prosper, we needed credits, so we had to exploit a valuable resource we had, the ruins of the Jedi Enclave. It was not a decision lightly made, and even then we couldn't do the work ourselves. Too dangerous, and every settler matters on our small world. So we opened the door to enterprising salvagers. The salvagers you see now are the last remnants of that force. The tithe we took from their claims sustains what semblance of government you see now. We plan on using those credits to improve production and protect our world. We have enough to sustain ourselves until more prosperous times. We tolerate their presence because we must, and they generally follow our laws. But their time is almost over. The Jedi Enclave's sublevel is the only place left with reasonable salvage, and it has too many dangers for them. The salvagers aren't warriors. Generally, they are out-of-work miners or cast-offs from other worlds. There are plenty of opportunities to assist people on Dantooine. Too many, I'm afraid. I would go to the militia headquarters and make your intentions known there. Besides that, just listen and ask around. Who do you want to know about?
Your luck is not of the hapless settler. You are the newcomer that lands in a battered ship. Yes. No friendly greetings are here for you. I come here to speak to the militia and make them understand a truth. Something of mine they have in their possession. It's very unwise to stand in my way. I am done being inconvenienced by you. Another interruption. You must not have heard who I am.
Inacessível. 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 Ah, ele.
What brings you to Kunda? Do you have any troubles to report? I'm here to help. I just hope you aren't here about Garavek. Well, call me a defective protocol droid. Manners, right. I'm Barun Modrol. I'm Captain Zeron's right-hand man. I help run the militia here. Well, that makes it sound more important than I am. Zeron takes a hands-on role in running the militia. If you have any real trouble, you'd have to go to him anyway. This is sensitive. It's not really a secret, though. A lot of people are upset with Zeron. He's a hard man and doesn't answer to anybody. Except, I suppose, the administrator. The thing is, he expects everyone to follow all the laws. That's not normally a bad thing, but the mercenaries are used to having a bit more freedom. So it's like Zeron keeps prodding a rancor with a stun stick. To a rancor, it's just a minor nuisance. But if you keep at it, he's gonna fight back. The mercenaries aren't unreasonable. They're mostly just war veterans looking for work. But Zeron just keeps poking them. So he has to get involved to make sure that the militia does what he wants. Otherwise, we'd probably give the mercenaries some room. It's tricky. You see, I think Zeron may be taking this whole thing a little personal. I'm not sure. Just a guess. I also think he's doing more to provoke them than just investigating every complaint against them hard. He's up to something. If someone could just ask a few questions, turn up some answers, maybe see if Zeron isn't being completely honest with the rest of us, well then maybe he should be replaced. Just a lot of little things don't add up. It could just be a surprise party, but I think Zeron takes this problem very personal. So if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adare. If you have to do some footwork to check into things, you'll be compensated. We should probably talk about something else. I hate going behind the captain's back. I just feel... I just have a feeling about it.
Oh, no.
I don't even want to get into it. Ask around if you want to know the details. It'll just make my headache worse if I talk about it. I don't know what we'd do without Administrator Adare. She managed to plow through a lot of the family bickering once the Sith left during the war. She's kept us together. Oh, and Zeron too, I suppose. This is sensitive. The thing is, so it's like the mercenary, so he has to get involved. Dantooine has had mercenaries on it for years. I've talked with some, and they're not unreasonable. There's got to be some sort of compromise we can both live with. We haven't been able to prove the mercenaries have done anything terribly wrong. And I believe them. I don't think they're involved. The calf hounds and Kinrath are everywhere. It's just dangerous. I think we should be working on getting along. It's hard to follow orders that have you make things worse.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH figure arts of Mecha.
That's a good way of looking at it. I may not agree with the captain, but I guess I should make everyone fall in line. I still worry that he may provoke the mercenaries into something more dangerous. But I suppose he may know something I don't. Thanks. I'll tell you anything that's public knowledge. Most militia news passes by me and Zeron. I might be able to help. Oh, you heard about that. We have so much to look into that Sulu's concern is pretty low on our list. We asked the salvagers, but they claim that the salvager responsible is nowhere to be found.
Let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look.
I've heard that rumor too. People get really riled up about Jedi around here. Some people seem to have a selective memory. During the war, the Jedi were a big help here. They did everything for us, from clearing out dangerous beasts to solving a murder investigation. I try to stay out of it though. Standing up for Jedi is one way to become unpopular around here. Maybe, although I don't know why a Jedi would come back here. The only reason why people ever came here before was the Enclave. And with that gone...
Okay, so let's do a quick question today. I'm going to do two. One, do you save the packaging? If you are an out-of-box collector, do you save the packaging? I do for imports or figures with lots of accessories and things like that, so I can have a place to keep that stuff. When the figures are on the shelf, everything else is in the package.
Easy to say for someone that doesn't live here. I'd rather grab an unshielded power coupling than get involved in that debate. The militia's dealing with enough already.
This guy stands roughly 12 centimeters. A little bit of lump on top there, but generally 12 is good. And that's going to be about 4 3/4. Alright, so here he is up against Darwin. Tiny. He's supposed to be tiny. Here he is up against the Marvel fight Captain America. Tinier. But he is supposed to be that small.
You're not wrong there. For what good it'll do, if it comes up, I'll say what I think is right. You happy? I hope so. Maybe my only friend in a few days. Talking about Jedi is just depressing these days. Any other cheerful problems you want to talk about?
Okay, so this guy, I have to say,
I'm here to help.
Looks fantastic. The difference in finishes is such a big deal.
I don't know what we do.
The other day, I think it was for this guy actually. Because I always talk about the finishes finish, and it makes such a difference. This guy has kind of a satin finish for most of his body, which I think is appropriate. Then we have the kind of a satin metallic for the metal parts. We have a flat for a lot of the tan, maybe not flat, maybe a different matte finish for the tan parts, and then a flatter finish.
I don't like
It's almost black, it's not
them.
quite black. And then glossy for the purple
Tem
and
nada.
green. It's so nice to see the difference. It's bringing the figures to life.
Esses aliens
Bare
aliens
plastic
estão
does
lá.
not look good. Yes, Marvel Legends have done flat finishes.
Ah,
It looks nice,
mercador.
but this guy has all kinds of finishes. He has all the finishes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let's talk about the paintwork. Is it actually pretty good? That's why I said I think you put this thing to rest. Their paintwork is really clean. It's not absolutely perfect everywhere, but I'm not noticing anything that's going to ruin the enjoyment of the figure. It is very, very clean. I don't see anybody complaining about this paint job. I love the silver they used. It's so metallic and shiny without being like heavy metal flake. It looks really, really good. Really nice finish all the way around. Yes, there could be more paint for things like the mark on his chest or his head. There definitely could be more. You could have some line work painted in there, sure. But I think this guy definitely has enough. He looks pretty darn good. A little bit of an issue right there on the arm. Anything that's probably just mine though. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. I don't like that so much, unless that's a detail that I just don't remember. Mine was down the middle of his chest thing. Maybe that was in the anime, I don't remember. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm thrilled with this aesthetically, other than the tail, which if you don't look too close isn't terrible, but I don't know what they're doing with these tails. Just make them fixed. Like it doesn't look good, and it's not functionally posable anyway, so that's weird. We'll get to that, but it looks really good. Aesthetically speaking, 9 out of 10? Yeah, 9 out of 10. It's expensive, so it could be better, like having some things painted in that aren't, but still really, really, really well done. Okay, so let's move on to the accessories. For the head, you get the neutral kind of smiley head that comes out of in the package. Then you get the teeth gritted head that looks like he's angry smiling, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, finalmente a roupa dele
You
lá.
have the yelling head. They all look pretty darn good.
Agora
I
sim,
like
a
them.
Jedi de respect.
We also get interchangeable hands, of course. We have the two fist hands and then a variety of other hands. And then lastly, we get a display stand and his body where he has been cut in half. And you have to pop his arms and legs off and put him on there in his tail. But that's a nice feature. I like that. I think a lot of people are going to use that accessory. So it's not like Mecha Freezer had the biggest role to play other than getting chopped up. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad they included it. Very nice. Accessory-wise, 9 out of 10. I don't think they could have done a whole lot more other than give us better tails. Ooh, I wanted to mention one other thing in the aesthetic that I forgot to mention. That is the head. I've heard some people say his head is so big and round. This is actually pretty darn accurate to the anime, and it actually, to me, brings up the question as to whether or not the previous Frieza releases should have different looks. I don't really think so. He does look extra round when he comes back. Maybe the other Friezas could have a slightly different head shape, but I think this is accurate, but I can't complain. They do look weird side by side. Just don't do that on your shelf, and you'll be fine. All right, let's talk about the articulation.
Como sempre.
I don't know why they keep going back and forth between ball hinges and double ball packs. This is not a good joint. There's no reason that this isn't just on a double ball pack.
Trancado? Ele trancado, ele. Você fala com ele de qualquer forma. Não, ele.
Any more trouble for Dantooine. Had enough of it for a lifetime.
This hinge does not. You have to do the ball hinge shimmy to get the head to go in different directions for leaning. It's just annoying. It'll work. It's okay, but it definitely could be better. For the shoulders, they did something.
I'm the militia captain here. You're because you're in trouble or looking
Se
for it.
fumar é uma coisa.
Só, se você entrou nesse vídeo, provavelmente é porque você tem interesse aí, você quer uma estratégia, você quer passo a passo.
Que porra é isso, mano? Que vídeo é esse? I have a spot of trouble.
Talk to Baroon first. Your situation needs militia involvement. He'll send you my way. You got any other reasons to come to militia
It
headquarters?
definitely could be better. For the shoulders, they did something that is
You
kind
got
of
better
weird.
places to explore and better people to know.
Deve usar as
Sure,
coisas,
you have
né?
your reasons,
Hã?
though.
I guess it works.
Sure, you got questions of your own. And if you're interested, I might have some work for you.
Weird that they actually gave the shoulder pads though. And they're
Zumbi.
still round shoulders. They could have just done a bit
I've seen a lot of visitors come through Kunda.
rather than having
You're the
this
first
weird,
one in a while
complex
that looks
design.
the
They tend to
capable sort.
over-design
We
stuff.
have a small problem
It's
with
not bad,
Kinran.
I'm not really
Maybe you've
complaining.
already seen some of them.
I just don't know that the
Coming
budget
from a
needed to be
cave
spent
in
on
Kunda
that.
Plains. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. We'd lose too many men.
I don't think
Their
these
reward
needed
is to
shoulder
do it.
pads. I think they could have just been standard ball hinges.
Kinrath are normally just pests.
Yeah,
They think
I mean,
something happened to
this
their
isn't
nest.
bad, but it's just a
Started
strange
near the end
choice
of the
that
Civil
did
War.
cost money for
Nobody
sure.
knows for sure.
Alright, and then you do get your bicep swivel, so that's
They're
fine.
smart about
Double
such
jointed
things.
elbow, not the best range we've ever
Very.
seen. Can I get more out of it?
Kinrath you see on the plains aren't as
Oh,
tough as
that's
the
it
ones
on that
inside
side.
the
Let's try
caves.
this side.
May not look much different,
It's not
but
the
they
best
are
we've ever
tough.
seen. A little bit of discoloration in the plastic.
Kinrath
just
are
a
normally
touch.
just pests.
But yeah, it's
Nobody knows for
not bad, but it's not particularly good. The wrists are ball hinges, that's
We
fine.
used some
Diaphragm
explosives
joint
to
is
seal the
different than
cave
your
a couple
usual
years back.
freezes.
Just
When
made
he
them
leans back, you
angrier.
get a big
They
cavity. in
burrowed
his
another
torso.
entrance even closer
Doesn't
to
lean back
us.
super
I know
far.
there are crystals
Doesn't
in
lean
there
forward
too.
super far.
Some of the
Side to
salvagers once
side
thought about going in there to
is
get some
okay.
extra credits.
Most of your
Too many
poseability is going to
Kinrath
come down in
though.
the
Cave
lower
is on
end,
the
which
southeast
is
side
bad.
of the plains. Shouldn't be hard to
But
find.
his torso's not great. And again, like I said, it's not like Mecha Frieza had a whole lot to do
Kinrath
other
you see
than
on the
die.
plains aren't as tough as the ones inside the caves.
Yeah, I'm not sure that
May not look much
Well,
different,
this
but they
looks
are
good.
tough.
Let's see, maybe the rest of him will pose. Alright. Alright, so standard.
2,000 credits.
Oh no, what happened here? Oh, only about 45 degrees for the hips, for no real good reason.
That's all I can
Wait a
ask.
minute.
You want something?
They're drop downs and they. Why are they drop downs?
Some of
That's
the
the weirdest
salvagers
thing.
went deep into the
So they're
ruins
mostly
and found a
designed
lot of
like
Jedi
standard hips,
relics.
but they also have a drop
Most
down.
valuable
Instead of
all
having
the
a fixed ball
salvagers
pack
ever
of
got.
drops,
But
which
all
I
the
guess is
salvagers
for
that went
kicking.
down there are dead. So it seems every day there's
I'm not sure that it's-
salvager comes
it's
claiming
okay.
they're owed by
It's not
such
ruining
and
the
such,
figure,
that
but I'm not sure that that
related.
was necessary.
The whole thing makes
So
me
it's already
sick.
kick onto the side
Garrick
really
says he won the whole
Going back,
claim in a
not so
Bazak
much.
game with the
Going
last
forward just a
survivor,
little bit, even
right
with the drop
before
down.
he killed him.
He only
But
gets
that
to
was a
just
fair fight.
before
There were
horizontal,
witnesses,
so
but nobody
not the
remembers
best
Garrick
hips. I
ever
guess
playing
not a huge
Bazak.
deal, but it is
I
a
just
thing.
hope someone
They have
takes
a
this
ball pack
plastic
on the
claim
thighs
off my
for him,
hands.
so that's a thing.
Tired of those lowlives pestering me.
Weird.
We've got real work
Alright,
to
and then
do.
double jointed
You want
knee.
something?
Not the best thing we've ever seen, but it'll do. This is the hard plastic in here, so it doesn't have the silver paint on it, but it doesn't look.
There are more than a dozen of us
And
now.
then for the
There's
ankle,
too
it's
many
a ball
problems.
hinge.
People
On a
keep
ball peg
hoping
in
that
the
the
middle around a
Republic
little bit
sends
of the
help.
shin.
We gotta
And
help
you also
ourselves.
get, which is enough. He'll stand. He's gonna stand better than most freezes. His body's okay. It's not great. It'll probably be good enough, and it looks good, so that's all right. But let's talk about the tail real quick. Very sculpted tail. Well, we still have joints. Like, why? What are you gonna do with that joint? Nothing functionally. This one's okay. This
She's smart. She gets things done.
What they were
The whole
thinking.
place would fall apart without her. Dantooine isn't the center of much
So
of anything.
weird
Our
looking.
most talented people sometimes leave.
Just give
Ours
us
for
fixed
someone
tails.
to
Give us
stay a
two
farmer
fixed tail
when they have the
options.
itch to do something
They come out of
greater.
cheap
So
plastics.
we're lucky the administrator never went elsewhere.
It'll be
But
fine.
she'd make a
This
decent
is weird. I don't
senator,
see
even.
anybody really posing this tail functionally in any way, but it's articulated. Very strange. Not the most ugly thing I've ever seen, but it's not great. So his articulation for SH figures, he's only going to get it 6. He's not going to pose very well. It'll probably do,
So,
but it's not great.
Might be the
This
start
guy's
of an
function
honest
is
capital
definitely the
someday.
aesthetic.
Right
And
now,
the
it's
accessories,
not
you
much
got
more
the
than
cutting,
a
you cut it
swoop
in half,
bike
and
stop.
I guess his alternate heads are nice too. So, final verdict on this guy. Is it a really good SH figure? I wouldn't say it is. Is it really good in some ways? Definitely. Is it worth the money? I don't know at this point. I don't think most figures are worth the money, technically speaking. This one does at least
I don't
look
have
really
anything to
good.
say about
It
that.
looks super, really, really good. It's gonna stand out on your shelf. That silver paint's nice. All the other paint's nice. The sculpt is good. So I guess technically it's good enough. For a 6
You
figure, I'm
want
gonna give it a 7. It would be a lot higher if it posed better. And the accessories are nice. The aesthetic's nice. I guess you could go 8 if you wanted. I think I'll go 8. I'm gonna change it to an 8.
I know we don't
It's
agree
a
on
good
this,
release.
but he's
It's
crossing
an
a line.
expensive release,
He
but it
lives
does
in a
look
sheltered,
really nice.
settler world. He doesn't know what some
Alright,
people
let me know
are
what you guys think in
capable
the comment
of.
section below.
So
But that's
he's
it for
asked
me.
you to
So
go
thanks for
look
watching.
into what
If
I'm
you
up
enjoyed the video,
to.
give it a thumbs
If
up.
I
If you
didn't
did,
need
give it a
every
thumbs up.
last
If you haven't
man
subscribed,
here.
you should. Once I get back to my normal scheduling, I'll have new videos every day. But Wednesday and thousands are already sitting there on the channel for you to watch. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, collect.
Pera aí. E voltamos. Temos que ver aqui, peraí. Mudança da guarda, não. Não, vamos por partes. Subleva do... Tem que achar esse lugar. Enclave. Vamos sair daqui.
Another interruption. You must not have heard who I am.
Kunda Plains. Acho que o Enclave Jedi é aqui, né? Vamos salvar, né? Nunca se sabe. É barroco. É, até que tá meio fácil o combate. O que é aqui? É aqui, pô. Jedi Enclave. Ixi. O que são esses dois? Salvas. Rala. Narala.
You a new salvager? Or one of those Kunda cantina rats coming here to complain? We don't need another one. Look around this camp. We got the salvaging more than covered. I'm gonna give you some advice. Turn back. There's nothing you're gonna find. Because anything valuable in the ruins was carted away months ago. The only salvagers left are either desperate, ornery, or not right in the head. And while you look dirty enough to be here, I don't think you're any of those things. So go back to Kunda. I've been here the longest, and I'll be here last. I buy Jedi salvage from the ruins. Slow business now, but I get by. Sometimes I sell them to visitors like yourself. Besides, that's none of your flaming business. You should have let me know you're a customer instead of letting me think you're some disease-ridden salvager. Let me show you what I've got.
Ah, é um Hobby Jedi. É um Hobby Jedi. Não dá pra comprar.
You still lurking? It's a shame about them. Have any luck getting to their bodies? I figure there's about no... Yeah. I've been here the... If you're not going to listen to anybody, maybe you can help me out. The only place that has anything is the sublevel. And only a couple of fools have gone there. And they're now dead fools. I'd like to do the decent thing and get their bodies, put them to rest. So, if you find a couple human corpses down there, just grab their gear and their bodies. I'll pay you 500 credits for each of them. Us salvagers that are still here have to stick together. I've been here.
A visitor comes to our delightful salvager camp. We are honored. Do you come bringing your credits and curiosity? Am I that transparent to you? Apparently this is so. I am Rallon, known throughout this camp for the many artifacts of value that I have uncovered. An expert, this is certain. A question I pose to you, traveler. Do you wish to buy one of the most elusive of all Jedi artifacts? A powerful Jedi holocron?
Exagerado.
You flatter me, traveler. It was a good day when I found this holocron. But you are lucky, for I will sell it to you for a low price. I ask a mere 1,000 credits for this rare find. This is not a matter of negotiation. You should buy it quickly before others come. I assure you it isn't. I will show it to you presently. As you can see, it is in fine shape. A real bargain at a mere 1,000. How did you know? I never unload this accursed thing. This forgery has passed through several hands in this... No, of course not. Another salvager sold it to me. But now there are a few of us and I'm stuck with this. You with all your observations. I'm not going to talk to you about the... So, there isn't much to see around here. The planet is very lightly populated by settlers. They want nothing to do with us. The only thing they want is part of our profits. Now that salvaging is running out, I doubt they will tolerate our presence. I don't know nor care. They're in trouble, but fortunately they ignore us. They want nothing to do with us. We come from many different early salvage.
Table A gathered a group to go to the sub-level. They're probably all gonna get killed.
Agora sim, overpower. Não posso. rolando aqui. Jedi Enclave. Não tem um tesouro pra achar. Esse planeta é pobre mesmo. Com certeza não dá pra ir lá. Ah, é aqui, ó, Enclave Jedi. Ixi, local de treino do Revan. Nossa. Vários monstros. É, mala que destruiu ao mesmo tempo. Gigante. Nossa, tá difícil. Não acerta nada, porra. Nossa. Não morre, mano. Puta merda, não morre, cara. Caralho, não acerta nunca. Nossa. Difícil. Não acerta, mano. Não acerta, mano. Caralho, velho. Toma no cu, mano. Não acerta. Nossa. Não acerta, mano. Taca, filha da puta. Nossa. Onde é isso, mano? Nossa, tem que repetir toda a conversa. Olha.
Who are we missing? We're one off.
We're missing Joran. I don't see Joran.
That runt of a cath hound, he's the one with the backpack. Did anybody grab anything from the room? Anybody? What do you want? I managed to get this sad lot of salvagers to work together. Then we get 2 rooms into the sub-level, and we get swarmed by Lagrex. And even then we fight our way out. But of course, the only one that managed to grab the salvage is still in there. I don't even know why I bothered. Nothing. Find out for yourself. I'm not interested in training the competition. Now, if you don't mind, we're going someplace you can't eavesdrop on us, and get down to our business.
Não, acho que. Deixa que pauta. Ah, tá a mesma roupa, né? Tá bom.
Who are we missing?
We're missing Joran.
That runt. What do you want? You won't find anything there except on the lowest... I managed to get this sad lot of salvagers to work together. Then we get 2 rooms into the sub-level, and we get swarmed by Lagrex. And even then... But of course, the only one that managed to grab the... I'm not going to tell you that. If you do rescue him, you'll just have to claim on the salvage. Jedi artifacts are rare enough these days without some newcomer coming in. So stay out of it, and we won't have a problem. Are you kidding? Of course we aren't. He's on his own. I only wish he didn't have the salvage on him. Now, if you don't mind...
sub-level. Vamos lá. Isso. Não tem um baú nesse lugar, velho. Passando. Nossa senhora. Que planeta ridículo. My God. Eu não tenho. Ah, tem um corpo aqui. Finalmente alguma coisa, né? Nossa senhora. O que é isso? Oh. The shining light armor. Fitness package. É melhor isso. Nossa. Nossa, que beleza, mano. Quanto drive. Não. Poxa, não. Poxa. Deixa eu me decidir. Oxi. Ah. Vocês gostam desse jogo, né? Ai, ai. Esse lugar é o ó, nossa Maria. Nossa. Caralho, mano. Nossa. Lugar chato da porra. Isso tá muito fraco. Ah, por isso que ela tá fraca. Assim. Oxi. Vamos lá. Agora vamos ver se vocês vão me derrotar. Já tem a porta aqui. Discípulo.
I am an historian and scientist working for the Republic, although I'm certain my contemporaries would judge me more a historian than scientist. Like you, I was looking for some trace of the Jedi. I had heard mention that one of the Jedi Masters had gone there, but I found no trace of them. The other reason was the ruins of the Jedi Enclave. Once I arrived, I felt it was necessary to stay, to protect what was left. Much had been taken from the Enclave, both by raiders and others. I wished to preserve what I could. Many artifacts were taken from the Enclave, but these thefts, they had to have been done by someone who knew the Enclave well. I suspect the Jedi themselves took the holocrons and records, but I do not know why. Someone has been taking holocrons from sites across the galaxy. It's almost as if someone does not want their knowledge used to find the Jedi. The situation on Dantooine is echoed in other places in the galaxy. Raiders, smugglers, all seek to plunder what remains of the Jedi, and even the Sith. More so than the Jedi themselves, much has been forgotten in recent wars, and I fear that the destruction of the Academy on Ossus near the Kron Drift in the Sith War, the teachings of Master Arca, the adventures of Jolie Bindo on the Rimward missions, all of these things. What else would you like to know? No. It is something of a mystery why they would exile themselves as they have. It is not the way of the Jedi to vanish in such a way, especially when I fear that there is something else at work. Then again, perhaps the Jedi are hiding simply because so many people hate. It is difficult sometimes for the Jedi to see such things, since much of it is rooted in human nature, and the Jedi are often removed from events of daily life, insulated. But the reason the Jedi Civil War was named such was because few in the galaxy can recognize the difference between the Sith and the Jedi. To them, they are both Jedi. Not always. Jedi often fall. They cause much harm on Onderon, for example, in the name of peace and protection. Uleg Keldroma and Exar Kun, the two Dark Lords during the Sith War many decades ago, were once Jedi Knights, as were Revan and Malak. It is perhaps more amazing that some still trust Jedi after many have fallen and endangered the galaxy. It is also proof that a single Force wielder can change the face of the galaxy. And that is a frightening thing indeed. Hate? No. I do not hate them. They only raise questions without answer. Jedi are not supposed to be like the rest of us. They are supposed to see a higher purpose in all things. And they are supposed to train students responsibly and well, so mistakes of the past are not repeated. Yet all I saw was ignorance and arrogance. It is difficult to follow the Jedi code when so few others have. Many Jedi defy the Order during the Mandalorian Wars. There is no blame. All must accept. Many of the Jedi Council trained perhaps they were... I am not certain you understand what happened. Revan had many masters. Zar, Dorak, Master K before K left for the wars. Towards the end of his training, it is said that he returned to his first master at the end of his training in order to learn how he might best leave the Order. I am not certain. Revan was captured in the... Revan was brought before the... As I understand, Revan helped the Republic. What else would you... I'm trying to save the Republic. Dantooine and the Jedi Order are instrumental. Despite the troubles of the Jedi Civil War, there are those among the Republic who still favor the Jedi and wish them to return. And there are admirals within the fleet who recognize that the Jedi must be found if the Republic is to hold. Yet as long as Onderon remains within the Republic, and the efforts on Telos succeed, the Republic is fragile right now. Telos is important because its success will determine whether or not the other dead worlds receive the same reconstruction efforts. If Telos is rebuilt and made habitable again, it will affect a string of worlds. Onderon, strangely enough, was unaffected by the Jedi Civil War. It's almost as if Revan didn't want to attack it. Its resources and position on the Rim make it a vital supply line and guard post against Outer Rim attacks. Also, it's the only world in the Republic still capable of seeding ecosystems into other dead worlds. Onderon's wildlife is some of the most aggressive in the known galaxy. Merely placing some of those beasts on target worlds will guarantee their habitation for years to come. The Jedi are a symbol. As much damage as their reputation took during the Sith War and the Jedi Civil War, there are still many who they serve as an example. Plus, there have been times in the past where a single Jedi has been enough to change the face of a world, or a galaxy. Despite the betrayal of many of the Jedi against the Republic, I must concede that as figureheads... What else would you like to... I imagine in your travels of the galaxy you've seen many people. Faces tend to blur. What else would you... I do not know if you are aware of... The Jedi Civil War brought many worlds were It was almost the... No one knows what... It did not matter. Before you go, I had a question for you. You came to Dantooine in search of Jedi. Why? If the Sith are rising in the galaxy again, then it is strange the Jedi would not be there to meet them, and that we have not seen more evidence of the Sith. No, I believe you. I merely find such subtleties among the Sith to be strange. They have been known to practice deception, but in the histories, since the time of the Dark Lords Khoon and Keldroma, and Revan and Malak, such subtleties have been rare. In any case, it seems to me like our goals are compatible. If you would have me, I can apply my knowledge and skills to helping you find the answers you seek.
Oxe.